Thank you. Thank you.
For that spot,
I printed some government.
yeah,
Because it shows, oh, okay, so it's great.
Sure.
I mean, I didn't, you guys bring them.
I mean, they lay it out for here, right?
They put Effingham, actually. I can't remember. Oh, my bad. Effingham. Okay, well, I pay,
Like
oh,
that.
no. Oh, no. We pay $1.99. We paid $11. I don't remember these different first rates. And you got them.
Rebels and legends. Everybody, two, go.
Y for CRK. Yeah, AOL.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Our percent of the population, and also it's 13 something, 13% is just 12.
We won't apply until July when they send us a new one.
No, that's pretty good for
Oh,
Woodford. I think that's what it was,
yeah.
because their populations are growing quite fast. I mean, they all have one. Yeah. They started early, before Thanksgiving.
All right, I got 5:59. I'm going to call a meeting to order. Will you join me in the pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have quite a few people here tonight, that's good. So I'm going to go through the agenda, but I'm going to move things around a little bit in order to keep the meeting moving and let you guys stay if you like, or leave if you want when the public discussion is done. So before we get going on anything in the agenda, is there any public input? Okay. I'm going to push the meeting minutes off for a little bit. And I want to take care of the 2 temporary events that were received last week for the Moose Mountain Rec Center. One of them is for January 17th, 26th, from 5 to 8 p.m. for a tree burn at 5:30 in the front drive, West End, approximately 60 trees. There'll be typical indoor service, live music, possible, lift use depending on state approval. So we do have signatures on this from the police, fire, code enforcement. And this, I believe, is pretty much an annual event.
Yeah.
I don't know of any issues from last year when you did it.
Right, it's gonna be the same exact event as last year, nothing's changed from last year this year.
Okay. All right. I'll accept the motion to approve this temporary event permit application.
I'll make the motion to approve the tree burn
All
event.
right. Thank you, Austin.
Any public comment?
Pardon?
Any public comment?
Any comment on it? Well, we gotta have a second before we open public.
I'll second.
All right, motion made and seconded. Any public comment on it? All right, hearing none, I'll take a vote. All those in favor of approving the temporary event permit application for the tree burning, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And the next one is a temporary event permit, again, at Moose Mountain Recreation. And it's for January 24th, February 7th, February 28th, and through 7 is 4.
2 official dates, that's, the first date is the planned date, and the second date following it is a rain date for it.
Oh, okay, that's what the RD
Yes.
stands for. Okay, so it's 2 events on the 24th and the 28th with rain dates of the February 7th and March 7th respectively. Okay, it's 8 to 10 class races in front of, in the front field by hole 4 of the Frisbee Golf. Prizes, trophies, places. Okay. And the event is going to run from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., essentially in daylight hours. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve this temporary event permit?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
All right, do I have a second?
Yes, questions before we make a motion?
Well, you make a motion, you second it, and then you open it up for questions, and then you can either
Okay.
defeat it or not defeat it.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Is this stock equipment or modified equipment?
Stock, 1985 and older.
Okay, any other questions? All right, hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor of the temporary event permit for the 8 to 10 class races at Moose Mountain Rec Center on January 24th and February 28th with rain dates of February 7th and March 7th respectively. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, the next thing I think we want to do is get into the warrant. I'm assuming, the budget discussion, I'm assuming most of you are here for that part of it, so let's address it. What we have, and I see many of you have grabbed them already, as Joanne has provided with us, for us, the 2026 town budget proposal.
You guys go section by section, or you just kind of, I just have one correction, but it's not on that page.
You didn't put the corrections on in red or anything like that, so it'd be pretty hard for me to
I-
know what was
There's
changed.
no one who's asked for their own.
Pardon?
You're gonna go through it and just ask for input, what?
I just want to go through it
Okay.
and note where it is, because I think we're really close right now. Under the total executive summary on page 1, the budget is 59,302 as opposed to 56,506, so it's a $3,000 increase from the previous year. And that's primarily in the area of the board secretary salary. As I read through this, if you have questions, interrupt me and ask for clarity or ask whatever questions you may have. On the next page, we've got registration and vital stats. Bottom of page 1, custody trust fund, that's level funding, no change. Next page, total registration and vital stats went from 33,350 to 42,074. And that is primarily, again, due to a wage increase. The next section is supervisors of the checklist. That's up significantly, 11,000, and it's primarily because we're going from a 1 election year to a 3 election year. We have the town meeting, there's a primary, and then there'll be the midterm elections for federal. That always happens in the midterm years. And right below that, under total elections, that reflects the same change.
Okay, one correction on the elections. Change the technology upgrades from 600 to 650. That was Jan. My better requested that. I think it's to do with the, some kind of requirement.
Okay, all right. On the next page, total treasurer, 34 to 39, and that is due to a fireproof filing cabinet. We should have gotten one years ago. The requirements are to have vital statistics and important information in a fireproof cabinet. We don't have one. So this is to buy a cabinet. Unfortunately, it's an expense item. It's $5,000 for a fireproof filing cabinet. Next item is the tax collector. 22,002 to 24,750, and that's pretty much in 2 areas. One is buying envelopes and postage for bills, and then office rearrangement expenses. We're probably going to have to shuffle some of these offices here in the interior to make workflows and conditions better. Next page. Total assessor and assessor clerk.
Thank you.
23,400 to 32,500. That's due to an increase in total wages for the deputy secretary and for a fireproof file cabinet. That's where that 9,000 is coming from. 6,000 of that is a file cabinet. That cabinet is a little more expensive because it's a legal size. Instead of an 8.5 by 11 wide cabinet, it's 11 by 17 or 9 by 14, whatever the legal size requirements are. Right below that, legal expenses, 20 last year, 25 this year, and that's a $5,000 increase in the anticipated planning board costs for legal services. Next page, total planning board, going from 18 to 20. And that is primarily in the planning board secretary wages. There's a few other ups and downs in between. Zoning board of adjustment, level funding. Next page, total general government buildings, from 65 to 88. And that can be accounted for primarily by air conditioning, town office, and a heat pump. And what I'd like to suggest is that we take the repairs to the garage, the line right above that, this line 193, and put that off and not do it. The garage is standing, it is, I'll loosely use the term watertight, but it doesn't leak. And it can be put off for another year. So I'd suggest that we move that repairs to garage down to $1.
I'd like to wait until we're done, up to the bottom line.
You come back and get it done? Okay, that's fine, keep on going. Next section, cemetery. That's a $1,300 increase And that's primarily due for anticipated maintenance on the new cemetery. Insurance and workers' comp, those are calculations, and I think, did we get a quote from the insurance companies on that, or is that just what we expected it's gonna be?
No, that is there.
That is, okay. Stratford planning, essentially level funding, a few bucks, not a big change. Total, other general government,
I have a,
oh, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, no, I was in archives. Sorry, I was ahead of you.
Oh, yeah, good point.
I do have one to add in archives.
Yep.
They received a $500 donation,
That's-
and so I'm gonna add that, because he's not gonna spend it till next year.
Okay, we could either do that, or we can just incorporate it into the miscellaneous expenditures.
Right,
Line item.
yeah. So I think, actually, I did on mine, I don't think I did on yours. It should be
Okay.
$600 there.
Right, I agree with that, 600. You guys have any questions on that line item? That was as a result of receiving a donation,
$500.
yep, for $500. Next line, Wakefield Fire and Police, total public safety. These are real numbers now. So we had 480 last year, we're looking for 540 this year. So it's essentially a $60,000 increase. Forestry, we're gonna just throw a dollar on that line item to hold it open. CEO and building inspection is a decrease, primarily because last year we had to pay a one-time fee for the Avatar software purchase for assessing. And this year we're into a maintenance mode on it, so it's a significant decrease in that amount of money. Emergency management was 55 to 4,000, and just an estimate for next year, slight decrease. Page 8, highway and streets, we were at 475, this year we're going to 480, and that's essentially a result of the winter maintenance road agent charges going up by about $5,000. Next item, solid waste disposal. This is a rarity. Last year we budgeted 115, this year we're going 104. And again, those are real numbers from Wakefield, so we don't expect that they're going to change. I say that, I'll throw a caveat in too, that is going to be subject to the town of Wakefield approving their budget. If they don't approve their budget, they go into default mode, or it gets amended, those numbers will be subject to change on this as well. Health agencies, level funding. District, direct assistance, also level funding. Next item for vendor payments, 5,400 down to 4,300. You can see we've taken out a couple at the last meeting at Greater Wakefield Resource Center and Cornerstone VNA. The rest of the remaining the same. Next item in the gray area, Park and Recs, that's a Wolfboro budget item. Right below that is the Gaffney Library. Last year was 16, this year they're asking for 20. And then patriotic purposes, essentially level funding. Heritage Commission, 3,800 to 3,000, slight decrease this year. Conservation Commission, from 750 to 500, another slight, oops, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. From 1,000 to 751, again, a slight decrease.
And could I just say something? So I'd like to go back to patriotic purposes, 4583. When I was looking at the cost of flags, to buy new flags this year, it was going to be $250, Joanne. Sorry.
What page is that on? I know we just.
Page 9.
In the gray, okay. 250?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, with what we've got, Go to page 10 now, you can see that the operating budget is a $1,452,000 for last year. This year, we're budgeting $1,576,000. And essentially, that's an increase of 124,000. 60,000 of that is from the increases in the Wakefield shared expenses for safety and the transfer station.
But that's before warrant articles.
That's before warrants, that's correct. That's the next section we go to.
Yep.
Under capital outlays, that's money that we're going to take out of the capital reserve funds and use it. We're not forecasting any of that this year. Transfer to capital reserves, we're showing $200,000 for Moose Mountain Bridge, $10,000 into the Townhouse Repair Trust Fund, and $9,000 for the Property Reevaluation Trust Fund. Total $219,000. So we go to the bottom line on page 10, including warrants. It's $1,679,000 versus $1,795,000. So that's 120.
And we were going to talk about that 200,000.
What we're leaning towards now is that the 200 capital reserve that we have for the Moose Mountain Bridge, we're leaning to bonding that work versus trying to raise it through taxation and then over a 2-year period and pay for it that way. And that's a significant hit to the tax bill in those 2 years. Bonding it, it's going to be about $500,000. We don't have any numbers yet, but $500,000 over a 10-year period is straight line of $50,000 a year. If you had interest, then it would be a little bit more than that, but $50,000 a year for 10 years to a tax burden is a lot easier to swallow than $200,000 to a tax burden 2 years in a row. And I think I got the impression from the last time we talked about this that there's a great concern. And that 50 is indeed a much easier pill to swallow than 200,000 over a 2-year period for many of our residents.
So what's that number going to become?
Pardon?
What's that number going to change to?
I think we should change it to maybe 20 or 25, just so that we have a little bit. Right now, what's in that capital reserve fund is enough to cover the cost for the engineering work associated with the Moose Mountain Bridge replacement. It would be the engineering, permitting, and a construction package that they would provide. It's 197 to 207, it's right in there. We're carrying 207 in those 2 Moose Mountain Bridge capital reserve funds right now. So we're right on the edge of being able to handle it. Should something go awry and it goes up a little bit, if we throw another 20,000 in there, I think we'd be able to cover that. So I would recommend that we change the 200,000 on the Moose Mountain Capital Reserve to 20,000. Any discussion? Your thoughts?
About 50.
You know, a little bit high, but I'm not completely opposed to it if that's the consensus.
Well, if you take 150 off the bottom line, right? If you take, I'm looking at the bottom line.
Right.
If you take 150 off of that, it's almost flat.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's actually a little less.
And that includes the garage also.
Yeah,
The garage is still in there and the bottom line comes down. Nope,
it's actually about 30,000 less.
30,000 less. We have not discussed revenue yet. That's the other variable.
Mhm.
So I put 50 in there and the garage is still in and we can always take the garage out later.
What are your thoughts?
That sounds reasonable, what Rich is
Leave it at
doing.
50, and you want to keep the garage in as well?
Yep.
That happens to be on page 6, the middle of the top section, repairs to garage. We'll leave that in as 26,000. So no change for that line item. All right, do you have any comments from anyone with respect to the budget? Questions on the line items and we have in here?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'm just curious, when you were talking about the garage, what type of improvements you want to do for $26,000?
What we're considering is the door, roll-up door, needs to be replaced.
Yeah,
Okay. What we are anticipating is that we would shrink that down and put in a normal-sized garage roll-up door, be it 8 feet, 9 feet, or something like that, versus the monster that's in there now. And then framing in the old door, we would also move the side manway door into that front section. That gets that door off the eave, which is where water drips and freezes all the time. And that door gets stuck, plugged, and it corrodes the heck out of it. It's ready to fall apart right now.
and that's
And then it
26.
would include re-siding,
Has
insulation.
siding, insulation, sheetrock, leaves room in there for electrical to be brought up to code.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Ed?
At Comeau, Stone Road, how did we figure out the percentage that we gave out for increases for wages? Was it an overall, did people get some type of a survey or whatever? How was that done?
No, we sat down in a non-public and talked about it and tried to create parity amongst the workers in here to try to make things in a more equitable.
But do you recall what percentage they got?
We didn't base it on a percentage. I do know that the increase on the town clerk is 42%. That,
So you didn't use COLA or anything to figure that out?
pardon?
Did you use the COLA to figure
Oh,
that
cost of, no.
No. Were people, not interviewed, what word am I looking for? Were people gonna get,
You mean like a review?
yeah, do the employees get a review?
I'm sorry.
Do the employees get reviews
We don't do
to substantiate a wage increase or anything else? I was
We
just
don't
asking.
do annual reviews on employees. We have
Did-
this year.
Can you at least tell me, did everyone get an equal percentage raise?
No.
So the people that did not get a raise?
Yes.
You can't disclose that. You can't disclose that. Well, think about it. At the county, you have elected officials that by state law, the delegation basically sets the salaries for elected officials. How does the town do it? I'm just curious.
We meet and discuss the amount of time requirements on the individuals.
So do elected officials get a state mandated amount of money and then you add to whatever?
No.
They don't do that for you. You're just giving them a wage for what they're doing.
So for years, until last year, we were under the impression that all elected officials' salaries were controlled at town meeting. And that we had to put warrant articles in
Yeah,
to set the salaries for all the various elected officials. Last year, we were dealing with the supervisors of the checklist, which almost act like hourly people, because they're paid based upon their hours. And we found that every year we were putting warrant articles in to give them $1 an hour raise. We checked with the folks down in Concord, and they said, the Board of Selectmen can change the rate for elected officials, as long as you advertise it. Well, don't hide it, advertise it clearly that you're changing the salary for elected officials. So starting last year, we changed the supervisors of the checklist salary. Salary.
Not the wage of hourly work, correct?
Well, they're paid hourly.
Okay.
They're paid hourly. The only elected official that I can think of that's paid hourly.
So you get a lump sum, you get one sum.
Yes.
The other elected officials, they get a wage.
They all get a lump sum. except for supervisors of the checklist.
They work and their hours are calculated.
No, you get paid for the job, you're salaried.
Did all the elected officials get a raise?
No, you can talk, I'm sorry.
Did all the elected officials get a raise?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Cornerstone VNA, did they not make a request?
I'm sorry, who?
Cornerstone VNA?
I don't believe that we saw anything, Joanne, did you see anything on it?
No,
I was of the opinion that we should cut that. Unfortunately, I had to participate this year, and I had to pay full services. So I don't know where the money's going that we donate to them, when clients have to pay for the service. So I recommend that we cut it.
I do know that.
I haven't had to pay for it.
Pardon me?
I did not have to pay for it. I think that's insurance as much as anything.
I do have a letter, they asked for $604.
Okay, so we did get a request, to answer the initial question, we got a request from them to 604. And based on the discussion as Rich just explained, we eliminated that donation. Ed?
At Comeau Storm Road, I'll just repeat myself again. We need a policy to govern how we're going to handle requests. It can't just be a letter. I think it needs to be a little bit more. It needs to be, you need to see if they're supposed to get an audit, you need to make sure that's done, make sure they're registered with the state, make sure they're in good standing with the state, and there should be a checklist or something they're going by to do that.
I agree, I think it's a good idea. We're at a point now where we don't have such a policy, but your advice is well taken, and we'll have to work on that.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Do you want to make a motion on the proposed budget? Do we need a motion for the proposed budget, or do we just agree that?
We will, if that's our recommendation. Now, there's another part, the revenue, we didn't go through the revenue yet.
I don't understand. There's two separate events, right?
Yes.
So this would be the final meeting on the budget for next year?
No, this is what we would bring to the public hearing on the proposed budget.
Okay, very good.
And then that would be a final vote to adopt after that public hearing is over.
Okay.
And I want to suggest, I want to ask the treasurer to take this work and put it on the 655, the state form for budgets. It's the form we use every year that the state requires us to submit, and we'll be able to compare one year to the next year. This is the worksheet we use to develop that budget.
Yep.
So if a question comes in on a line item, we go here, but that's what we submit to the state.
I understand.
So my point is, you'll see a different set of numbers at the public hearing. You'll see the state form.
Oh, you'll see the state form at the public hearing.
And you'll see that in the town report from last year, so if you want to compare, that's the same
Yeah.
report we used last year.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions? So would you rather go through the budget then before we make a decision?
So what's your motion going to be?
Well, the motion would be to,
Well, we don't have in the warrant articles, right? Aren't we going to take money out of a trust fund for that contract?
yes,
That's going to be in here.
Yep.
on the budget side.
We're going to spend it.
Does it, the rate's just got to show that we're withdrawing it from,
It shows both, it's neutral.
so does that go in the capital outlay
Yep,
section?
yep.
Okay, so we do have more work to do on that.
We show it in and out,
Yeah.
but we have to put it in.
So what Rich is talking about, as I mentioned earlier, the Moose Mountain Trust Fund currently has about $207,000 in it. We anticipate using that to pay for the engineering, design, permitting, and construction package for the work on that bridge. So we'll have to add that line item to this budget. Right,
And were there any other warrant articles?
and any other warrant
That
articles.
we, I don't know, I don't remember any other warrant articles that the dollars were. I'm gonna look.
I know, the two that are on there definitely do. We'll get to that and see. All right, then let's move on to the anticipated revenues. Okay, so the first section is property taxes. I'm assuming we're not gonna fill that in until
We don't,
we get a budget, right? Is that-
no, we don't fill that in usually. I should probably take that off of there.
All right, do we have, do we put in the 25 numbers or no? The 2025 numbers?
Yeah, well, not in the property taxes, because that doesn't go into our, doesn't help offset our budget.
Okay. Okay, I got it. All right, land use. We anticipated 20,000 last year, we received 73.50. So it looks like we have an over budget, but a significant amount in that. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Maybe we should go with that? Austin?
I think it's lower than
What do you got in mind?
10.
Tim? Your thoughts, Rich? I agree. Throw 10 in on that line item.
That's current use changes.
Correct. The next item is yield taxes. By yield, I'm assuming that's primarily timber cut.
Yes.
We anticipated 10. We collected 15. Chris, I'll look to you. Do you have any, are you getting requests still coming in? I know typically winter is a high time of year.
There's more, I'm sure there'll be more that come in, and there's some that have not filed the report of cut yet. I wouldn't look to get any more money this year, but
Right, but it is,
the intent to cut runs through the end of March.
you're saying
I'd make it 10.
just
We don't
10?
know.
Yeah, it is a crapshoot. Your thoughts on it?
Keep it where it is.
10. Okay. Tax yield interest. Put $1 on that. That's another one, we don't know what that's gonna be. Property tax interest. Stay with 3.
That's fine.
Yep.
Agree with that?
Agree with that.
Lien interest. Some get paid off, new ones come in. I think we should probably stay with the 2 on that
Yes.
as well. We don't really know at this point
Yes.
what we're going to, so we'll stay with 2. Other interest and penalties, $100. You all right with that?
Yep.
Rich?
Fine.
Let's go to the next page. Motor vehicle permits, 200, we collected 194. So that's pretty close to spot on, I'd say we stay with 200.
Yep.
That's 200,000 in case the recording doesn't pick that up right. Building permits, we carried 8,000 last year, we collected 9,178. We don't know what the building cycle's gonna be, I recommend we stay with the 8,000. Rich, you all right with 8?
Yeah.
Dog licenses, 1,300. We collected almost 1,700. say, let's just say with 1,300, you don't know how many new dogs or how many are gonna be gone. All right, with 13? Rich?
Yeah, that's fine.
Landfill permits,
I think we should go up a little bit.
Yep.
This is a year that we're collecting.
3 times 5 is 1,500.
Yeah, so let's increase that to 1,500.
1,500?
Yeah,
3.
All right, and what's the rationale, why is that?
dump permits, January 1st. New dump permits, January 1st.
Oh, okay. Boat registrations, 200, we collected 232, let's leave it at 200, you good? Vital records, we estimated 600, we collected 45. I suggest we put that down to 100.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Other, 0, we collected 794, I'm not really sure what that consists of, honestly.
It could be, I'd have to look it up. Is there?
It's not significant,
No.
so
You want 100?
put up, let's put, okay with 100? Put 100 in it. All right, ZBA 204. I think we should leave that at 0. I don't
Yep.
know of anything coming in, we never do until it happens. All right, shared state revenue. We anticipated, budgeted 5,000 and we collected 440. Is that?
We get a small payment from the state for,
Oh, yeah.
it's, I'm trying to think what it's called. I think it's to do with the town clerk's office. You agree?
Yes.
Yeah, and they're just small little increments we get. I don't know how they calculate it, do you?
No.
I don't mean this to be, but if they sold so many dog licenses, we get $50 or some
I'm not sure.
ridiculous thing like that.
I'm trying to think, it's called township?
Yes, yeah, something like that.
Township money. Put it at 500.
Put it at 500, we don't know what that's gonna come in at. You all right with 500? Rooms and meals tax.
We're supposed to get 75,000 before the end of the year.
Okay.
It's always the last week of the month, year.
So do you want to make it 75 or do you want to make it, we don't know, it's pretty unpredictable.
Can you recall what the trend has been for the last few years? Has it been level, is it creeping up a little bit, or
It creeps up.
Creeping up, yeah.
creeps up?
Taurus.
A little 65, I say, I'm okay with going with 75.
Okay.
Yep.
You all right with that? State grant reimbursement, sale of municipal property, there's nothing
You got, what
anticipated
about the
yet.
block grant? Highway block grant, did you skip over that?
Oh, yep, I did, you're right. Is that the same thing, has that been
You
trending?
don't,
We
you
never know.
really have no idea on that one. I'd leave it at 25, I think,
Okay.
or you could go to 35, but
I'm all right with staying with 25?
yep.
Let's do it 25. All right. From state grants, municipal property, non-planned for sale, interest on investments.
We got, last meeting, we got notification that someone wants to buy back one of the lots.
Oh, that we had already taken? Okay,
So do we want to put money in there?
Well, do we get to keep any of the money if they buy it back?
We get all the past property tax.
Okay.
And a penalty, a 10% penalty, because it's not the primary dwelling.
Right. And interest, I believe, too.
And interest, you want to put something in there, 10,000?
Okay. You think it would be that much?
Is it a dwelling or is it?
No, it's just a lot.
land?
A lot. I couldn't put 5,000, but I think it's more than that. The lot is worth, well, the penalty's going to be $8,000. I'll put 10 in.
All right.
Okay.
You okay with that?
If we sell, if they buy
Yeah,
it
what if
back,
we don't though? So if we put that in there,
yeah.
we should go low, because,
Yeah, what if they decide not to buy it back?
right, then we're anticipating 10,000 that we're not gonna get it,
Right.
so,
You leave it at zero.
or a dollar,
You leave it at zero.
Yeah.
Whenever we get the money, it's great.
right.
Yeah, that makes more sense, because you get yourself in trouble if you're anticipating income and it doesn't show up.
Right, hurts at the end.
Interest on investments?
It'll be down this year.
It will be,
It'll be down to 20.
go to 20.
I think we should go lower, I think we should go to 15.
Okay.
We're not, you're right, we're putting 15 in there?
That's Joanne's work where she invests the money.
Yeah.
Town-owned property income?
That's from like renting the townhouse and things like that.
We collected that much? I think that should stay at zero. Contributions and donations, we'll go with 500. You all right with that? Rich, we were 500?
That was unusual this year. That was an unusual
Oh,
event.
that's right, yeah.
True.
I'd leave it at 15.
Yep.
We were
Yep.
50?
Now, here you go. So now we're getting the money out of the trust funds.
Now, we have to have our warrant articles in front of us in order to fill this out, right? So townhouse repairs, we already said we're gonna put 10, is that what we put into it?
This is
Oh,
from,
that's what we're putting into. We're gonna look at our
This is what
warrant.
we're taking out.
this is from.
Yeah, this is wrong.
Bottom line, last year, we took out 93,000 from capital reserve. We'll know better when we go through the warrant articles. So,
Well, the 75 for bridge repair. Here we go.
the two CRF funds, the most important funds we know are gonna be,
Yeah, well, here we go. Which ones are the Moose Mountain Bridge? Do you know, Meg?
Moose Mountain 1, Moose Mountain 2.
Okay, very clear, Moose Mountain 1, Moose Mountain 2. So those, that's gonna gross up to
A
$200,000.
little over.
one of them's got 100, one of them's got 60, the other one's got 140.
And we need 200 for the contract. So we're gonna take 200 out of those.
So combined, it'll be 200, and we'll figure out which one is.
Yes, we're gonna work on the warrant when we get that right. We taking any out for townhouse repairs? Nothing's planned.
I don't think we did, unless,
I think that's zero.
yeah. I think we-
What about the acoustics? Are we taking any money out for
We've
that?
got the engineering covered already, engineering front-end work. And until we see what they're proposing, they're gonna give us a phased approach to the different things that we can do. And we have to evaluate that.
Well, they gave us a list, right? The Heritage Commission gave us a list of open items. Talking about humidity under the townhouse,
Mhm.
and some other items on that list. Jan presented. Do we want to do any of those?
Other than the acoustics, I don't think there's an immediate need. We got the roof taken care of, that was an issue. We got the front of the house painted. Last year, that was an issue. And this year, if we can deal with the acoustics, I think that's a good phased approach over time.
And, okay, but where are we going to fund the acoustics from?
Well, that's what we have to look at. It might be coming from the townhouse repairs item.
Well, that's my point. We have to make the decision.
Mick, do you know how much?
I know, but we don't have the information to make that decision until we get the recommendations from the engineer.
Okay.
Am I missing something?
No,
Do
we
you know how
gotta
much
put
is
a
in
number.
that account?
I'll look at this.
Okay, I'm sorry, man. No, I can look at it.
So you're going to put a planning number in, put a number in, put it over? And we know it's not zero. Can we afford 10,000? Can we afford 5,000? What can we afford?
It's not here.
There's no,
No report before.
I'm sorry, what?
And continuing with that thought process, if we throw an anticipated number in and then we get some more fine-tuned numbers, we can always make that change at the public hearing.
Oh, yes.
Amendment to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm missing.
So we need a warrant article to take out.
And we would amend that too if we were.
Yeah, some number, 10, 5, what do you think we can afford?
If there's 18 in there now,
I think Meg's looking it up right now.
Townhouse repair is about 21,000.
that much in it, you know.
Don't have to put anything in, we can just take it out. See, the question is,
It's probably really 23, because this year I think you put
the question I
you put 20 in and
asked is,
took 18 out, so we'll be up 2,000 this year.
why are we saving the money, is the question I ask.
Because we have a lot of repairs that we're considering doing to the townhouse. We, the Heritage Commission.
We need that list, right?
Oh, hey,
So if we don't know why we're saving, then I would advocate we don't save.
no,
Yes, that's what I would recommend.
okay,
Unless we know where we're gonna spend money and why we have to save it,
yep,
I don't wanna save it.
I'll get you numbers.
Thank you. So how much do we wanna spend on acoustics this year?
Meg, I got a question on that. Didn't we, and this is a general open question, didn't, we drew that down pretty significantly when we painted the front of that
Well,
house and did the roof.
we withdrew 18,000, but you also deposited 20,000.
Okay.
So you're actually up 2,000
Up by
from last
2,000.
year's balance.
Okay, all right, that's good. I knew we drew some down and we put some back in. All right, so looking at thinking about that longer term,
The other option is put it in operating, don't spend it, right? If we don't spend it in operating, it goes back to the tax rate the following year.
right,
If we put it into a trust fund, it hits the tax rate this year, this coming year.
right. Well, I don't think we want to spend more than 10, maybe 12 on the acoustic side of things.
Okay?
Opinion,
I
thought?
think we spent too much on it already, so.
Wait till you get our age and I'll ask you again. You want to go with 10? I'm okay with putting 10 in.
We're taking 10 out or we're putting 10 in?
I'm sorry. Putting
Taking
10
it out.
Putting 10 in the line item is an intent,
Oh,
so we'll be taking it out.
Okay, we want to change that number when we get some data.
Yep, we get some data, but as far as preparing for the hearing, we'll go with 10,000.
So then we'll also have to put it in the expenditure side.
And we need a warrant article.
Okay, anything else? So, it's our segue into the warrant article.
You also, sorry, we're going to close the Parks and Recreation. It's not much, but it's like 7,700, so that's income, right?
Yes.
That goes into the general fund.
Which one was that? That was the...
Parks and Rec equipment.
All right, so that's a new line item.
How much did you say then?
7,700 it was according to last year.
Is there another one for 11,000, Meg, that we talked about?
That we're closing this year?
For 11,000?
I don't know, I gave you some warrants, do you have them? I didn't bring everything with me. I don't remember the one.
We do have the, oh, here we go.
This year we closed out an $11,000.
That was the the forestry? We closed out, yeah.
Forestry.
answer on the bridge fund. Moose Mountain Bridge Fund 1 has an estimated value of 145. And then Moose Mountain 2 has an estimated value of 62. So 145,000 on one and 62,000 on two. Both of those.
Did you run those numbers? Did you put those into your computer?
No, I don't. I will be next week. Right. Are we meeting next week?
Oh, yeah, we definitely have to. Next week is that our regular meeting?
Yeah.
No. Is it?
No, this is the
This is
regular.
it. Well, we'll wait and see where we are. I got a sense that we'll probably have to do it. All right, I don't see anything else in there, Megan, the warrant articles.
So we're taking out 200 and we're gonna spend 200
On the road, I mean, on the expenditure side.
on the expense side.
That's engineering fees.
And it's gonna be which line item? It's gonna go way up. Roads and bridges, right?
Yeah, well, it's going to be under your capital outlay, isn't it?
Well, that's a good point. I would recommend that if we're gonna put money into a trust fund, it will be the road and bridge fund, and if we spend down the Moose Mountain Capital Reserve Fund to zero or near zero, next year we can eliminate it and avoid a heck of a lot of confusion. That's what I would suggest, so.
So,
Spend one down to zero this year and close it.
Yeah, maybe both of them,
I need to do both.
because it's 200,000 for the engineering, right?
You just said we have,
145 and 162 in the other.
oh, we're close.
Yeah, it's that close.
But there'll be income from this year, from 25.
On interest and investments? Yeah, yeah, so it'll be a little bit more than that.
so it's my understanding that the bond, are you thinking of next year?
Yeah, not this year, next year.
There's bonding fees, we have to hire
Yes,
attorneys,
yes,
and that,
it's quite a process.
yeah, they have to have at least 4 years of professional audits and
Yes,
bond
got a lawyer.
attorneys, and I have a list. When we were at the NHMA conference, we talked to them, and we talked to the bond bank, and we got a list of attorneys that they prefer, so I have that.
Useful
So
information.
should we budget some attorney fees to get that started, or?
Well, let me ask this.
I don't know
I
what
guess
it'll be.
If we're gonna do a bond for the bridges, is that a legitimate reason to withdraw from the Moose Mountain Bridge Trust Fund as well? To cover attorney fees?
I don't think so. I think
That's an
it says for
operating
construction or maintenance, maybe you could, well, let's think. The contract signed in March, we pass this. We get the report back in December, he said it needs 9 months. We'll know then about how much it's going to cost to do the work. But we have to go out for bids. So we go out for bids January 1st of next year. We won't get the bids back before town meeting.
That's probably true.
So I don't think we need the 5,000 this year, we'll need it next year.
But that'll still be an open question at that time. Can we use trust funds in the Moose Mountain 1 and 2 to pay for?
One should be gone, we should have closed one.
We don't, right.
I would think the attorney fees is part of the operating budget, but I could be wrong. Because they did tell us at the bond bank, don't waste your, don't wait till the last minute. It's a big process, so. I've never done bonds, so.
No, we've never done it. We've got some volunteers, I think Ed he has to volunteer to help us with that.
They only do the deals like, a few times a year, so.
That's right.
You might have a timing mismatch where you have to lay out some money.
Do you have the schedule for that? Did I give you a copy of that? Okay.
But let's say they do 4 deals a year, each quarter. Your construction guys might need some money in February, and the bond doesn't sell until March. So you're gonna have,
So if we go out for bids January 1st of next year,
26 or 27?
27.
26.
and it takes them 3 months to get back to us. It'd be good if they got back to us before town meeting, right? So we knew how big this thing was.
And then get in that first quarter deal, you get your money in.
The issue is you need all kinds of special hearings and a process if you're going to bond something with the town, separate from all this. And that would have to happen before the town meeting. So it might get pushed another year, is what I'm saying. Right, if we get 27. At 27, we get a number. January 1st, we get a number. It's almost too late to start a bonding process.
I think it probably is.
Yeah.
One of the things that you can do, I believe, I'd have to look at the warrant package. You can put a warrant in town meeting that will authorize the selectmen to call a special meeting if you've got a legitimate purpose for it. And whether or not bonding for that bridge repair would be considered legitimate, we would have to investigate. But we could at least put in a warrant that says we may call another special meeting in June or July, whatever time frame it is.
Well, if you get your bids back in, let's say, March, right?
Yeah, we get this.
They're not gonna start
That's right.
working on it till the fall, from what I remember from one of those meetings. So you do your bond somewhere in between there, and get your money in. And I don't know if 3 months is enough, I don't know how quickly the bond bank turns around these days, but
No, we
maybe
can't,
3 to 6 months.
we can't get the bond without authorization at a town meeting. So
Right.
we would have to do a special meeting. If we got a number from a contractor in January of 27, it would require a special meeting if we want them to start in the fall of 27.
Yeah, I think in January 27, we're going to, that's 3 months, that's 9 months from the time we sign the contract. And we signed the contract in 3 months. He said he needed 6 to 9 months to do the package. That's because the package is available January 27. That's when we go out for bids.
We would never get anything back in time to put a bond warrant on a
That's-
March meeting.
That's right.
But we can put a warrant in the March meeting that authorizes us to call a special town meeting for that,
Okay.
for that warrant, for that construction.
So nothing this year. Bottom line was nothing this year.
All right, so let's go into the proposed warrant article.
You're reading these the way they're going to go on the ballot?
I don't know, I didn't put any numbers on them, I don't know what the preference is for how we're gonna do that. I also believe though that the upfront, first series of numbers tend to be the non-monetary, mainly land use and planning board stuff. Because they all go on the same, they all go in the same package. They're all sequentially numbered, they get combined up, rolled up into a sequential numbers.
I think we have to post these next Tuesday. If we're going to have the meeting on the 6th, I think we post these officially next Tuesday.
That's the 23rd, I believe.
That's 14 days.
Yes, that is the date it needs to be
Okay,
posted.
so read them like they're going on the ballot.
Okay. To choose all necessary town office for the coming year, that will be the election that's going to occur on March 10th, that Tuesday, whatever that date is. Next one I have is the supervisors of the checklist. See if the town will vote to modify the term of the elected supervisors of the checklist from 6 years to 3 years per RSA 41:46-A. The change will be effective when the next existing elected term expires in 2028. A 3-year term will be put on the election ballot in each year that an existing 6-year term expires, one in 2030, one in 2032. Each year thereafter will contain an election for one 3-year position, majority vote required. Okay, I went back, a question was raised last time we talked about this, are those the right years? And I walked through the process, did the math. In 28, it'll be a 6-year term that gets elected. It'll be the first one. The one that's elected in 26 will still be a 6-year term. The one elected in 28 will be the first 3-year term. The next 6-year term that expires, there'll be no election in 27, no election in 29. The next one will expire in 2030. That would become a 3-year term. And then the one that's elected in 26 will expire in 32. That will be the final position that goes through from 6 years to 3 years. So the dates that are in here work out correct. Next article is the service-related disabilities. To see if the town will vote in accordance with RSA 72:27-A to modify the provisions of RSA 72:35, tax credit for service-connected total disability, previously adopted, for an optional tax credit of $1,650 for a service-connected total and permanent disability. If approved, this article should take effect for the final 2026 property tax bill. So we get it approved, it'll be used to do the final tax rate calculation at the end of the year. Elderly exemption, shall the town, under the provisions of RSA 72:39, modify the conditions for elderly exemptions, income limits to be eligible to participate in this program from $50,000 to $75,000 for single persons, and for married persons from $60,000 to $90,000. Majority vote is required. So in other words, if you want the elderly exemption and you're single, currently your income is going to be less than 50, we're going to raise that to less than 75. And if it's a married couple, the current limit is 60, we're going to raise that to 90 for married couple. Next article, so the town, under the provisions of RSA 72:39, modify for elderly exemption by increasing the property value exemption for the following age groups. Age group 75 to 79 is currently $45,000. Modify that to $65,000. And for the age group 80 plus, currently $60,000, modified to $80,000. Majority vote required. Discontinue the existing Parks and Rec trust funds, that's the one we were talking about earlier. To see if the town will vote to discontinue the Parks and Recs Equipment Capital Reserve Fund created in 1991, warrant Article 15. Said fund and accumulated interest to date of withdrawal are to be transferred to the 2026 Brookfield General Fund. Majority vote required. All right, that's what we just added to the revenue sheet. Next one is a new trust fund for private graveyards. To see if the town will vote to establish a common expendable private graveyards trust fund for RSA 31:19-A for the purpose of maintaining any existing private graveyards in the town of Brookfield that does not currently have an existing trust fund. This fund shall be funded completely from private donations plus any earnings and interest from investments. Said fund should be administered by the Brookfield Cemetery trustees to approve projects and as agents to expend both principal and income. discontinue the MM Bridge Trust Fund. This will have to be reworked. I think we're gonna have to put in, probably two separate warrants. One to draw down from Moose Mountain Fund 1 and to draw down from Moose Mountain Fund 2. Okay. The following year is when we will, what's the term? Discontinue one or both of them.
I think we do it at the same time, because if it passes, we discontinue.
Ask again?
We can word as such that if the article passes, the fund can be discontinued.
Okay, that's the way I had originally put it in. To see if the town will vote to discontinue the Moose Mountain CRF 1 Bridge Capital Reserve Fund created by warrant article 18 on March 15, 2015, with an estimated value of 145 plus interest, and the Moose Mountain Capital Reserve Fund 2 Bridge by warrant number 13 on 3/12/91 and renamed by warrant article 17 on 3/8/2016 with an estimated value of $62,000. Said funds and encumbered interest to date of withdrawal to be expended for the purpose of developing engineering, design, permitting, bid package prep, and initial construction to repair the Moose Mountain Bridge. So
You have to say, we have to say real clearly that we are taking money out of it. We are going to withdraw from the trust fund. So in those, you need the words in there, we're going to withdraw from a trust fund. We're going to withdraw from the trust fund. DRA will yell if we don't have the word withdrawal. You need withdraw or deposit.
Yep.
So
what I really should do is create a new one that says withdrawal, because this one is talking about discontinuing these two funds. So if we put one in that says, take them down to the parade rest, and then this would be the following, and it should start with, if the previous warrant is approved, we would then go with the drawdown, with the discontinuance.
So there's two funds, one's about 60 and one's 145, but they both have low interest, so you're looking at probably 210, 215 total.
Yep.
So if it's 200 that you're expecting to spend, why not just get rid of the small one, close that one out, and then take as much as you need from the next one and leave 10,000 or whatever the number is in there. So you don't want to close out the second one, I don't think.
Right.
Well, they had talked about taking the balance and moving it into the general road and bridge repair, right?
You can do that.
I'm not sure you can.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Because that wasn't the original purpose.
That's right. You can't do that.
Where's that 50?
So the problem is we don't know exactly how much that contract is going to be.
Right.
Right, we're estimating it at 197.
That's the number he gave us, yeah.
Right. It could be more or less by the time you get there. We're not going to sign the contract until March sometime. I'm sure he's going to want to look at it. Typically, they do 60 to 90 days.
1 to 0.
Yep.
And the other necessary to buy the contract.
And then just continue the one we draw to 0. If the other one goes to 0, we'll have to discontinue it the following year.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
But you-
If it goes to 0, you
You
get
need
this.
exact amounts on the warrant, how much you're gonna withdraw,
Yes.
don't you?
That's the problem. You don't have it.
Well, we gotta get that.
You're gonna have to get that before that final date.
Yes, yes, we need that number. Okay.
Well, what if we take them both to 0? It's so close.
Yeah.
We take
And you
them
talked
both to
about
0.
putting 50 in too,
Yeah, you talked about replenishing
right?
50 when you
Didn't
did
you
the,
just say that?
on the
When you did
budget,
the
when you did 4915, line 4915.
Yeah.
Talked about replenishing that Moose Mountain by 50,000. So I don't know if that's still in there or not, but if that's going to be in there, you definitely have to keep that fund open.
Keep on.
But that's also the one I said we probably should go to the road and bridge fund instead of to the Moose Mountain fund on the revenue sheet. So you want to put, what did we say, 50,000? What was the number?
If we put it into one Moose Mountain Bridge Funds, it's locked into the Moose Mountain
It's
Bridge
not a
Funds.
project.
If we put it into a more general one, we can put it onto the bridge if we need it, or,
That would make more sense.
right? So we should put it not onto either one of these two, we should put it onto the more general one, right?
That's not what you said before, but that
That's
makes more
right,
sense,
that's-
yeah.
Get these done, get these taken to zero and clear this up.
All right,
Okay.
it sounds like what all we're gonna be able to do is take 1 to 0.
Yes. I would hope.
I would hope we get both of them to 0, if we will.
All right, keep going. That one's gotta be worked.
So I'll work on that, with the intent of drawing 1 down to 0, then discontinuing it and taking whatever the balance is, but I can't say whatever the balance necessary, right? I gotta have a number.
I'll call them, I'll call the engineering company and ask for a number.
All right. Next one is a deposit to the road and bridge fund. And that's to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $200,000 to be deposited into the road and bridge trust fund, capital reserve fund created by warrant 11 on 3/12/91, majority vote required. We're gonna change that number to 50,
I think that's what it said, yes.
but it'll go to the road and bridge.
And they're the words deposit into.
Great. Townhouse repair
It
fund.
should say, raise, it should say
To be deposited into?
to raise and appropriate the funds and deposit into.
It does. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of,
Yep.
come on, we're gonna
Yep.
change it to 50.
And
To be
deposit.
To be deposited into
Perfect.
the road and bridge capital reserve fund. All right, townhouse repair, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 to be deposited into the townhouse repair capital reserve fund created by warrant 27 on 3/11/15, majority vote required. That's the one you've already got that marked up there. Next, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $9,000 to be deposited into the property reevaluation common expendable trust fund created by warrant number 10 on 3/12/20, that's also on the sheet. Gaffney Library Rep, to see if the town will vote to amend the term of office for the town of Brookfield trustee of the Gaffney Board of Trustees from 1-year term to a 3-year term so that it aligns with the recently revised Gaffney Library Trust Fund bylaws. Majority required. Oh, this is the new language? Okay. All right, so let's forget what I just read there. It's the same thing. This is what it's going to say. To see if the town will vote to amend the term of office for the town of Brookfield trustee of the Gaffney Board of Trustees from 1 year to a 3-year term so that it aligns with the recently revised Gaffney Library. What do you think? And then the last one I have is to see the operating budget, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of, and that's to be determined on our budget discussions, for general municipal operations. This article does not include appropriations contained in special or individual warrant articles addressed separately. Majority vote required. So, if we're going to do something with acoustics, we need to add one for that. Right?
What did you say?
I think we said 10, right? So we're going to record 10.
Do we have to have a reason for withdrawing? Do we have to specify what it's for?
No,
No.
you haven't in the past,
Okay.
just like you do in the repair.
We have a list of
Repairs,
items.
repairs.
So we have to send these to DRA. You think we know how to do that now? Maybe. So Joanne's gonna need these electronically, right? So you put them on that form?
I don't think I did it last year, I think Brian did it, but the warrant, I do the figures, but I don't do the, well, maybe I do. But I think Brian had them typed up and then,
They gotta be electronic,
I
right?
don't remember how we submitted them. Do you remember, Mary Lou? The
I thought we always
warrants?
submitted them electronically.
Yeah, For
But now
review?
there's a portal we have to get them
Yeah,
onto, right?
I didn't deal with
okay,
Oh, you
yes,
can try the
yes,
portal.
yes, we do. I'll figure it out. It's just you only do it once a year, so it's kind of,
Yeah.
But we know that we want her, Michelle, to look at them this year, right? We have to.
well, don't you want your attorney to look at it?
Yes, we do. That's gonna be, we want the attorney to look at them too.
All right, what is the deadline for getting those in? Again, that's gotta be by the 23rd,
For
right?
posting.
That's gotta be posted for the,
Unless we want to slip the 6th, we can slip the 6th. We picked that date for hearing, we didn't post it yet. Did we?
No.
the reason why I picked that date is because I'm gonna be going there after.
It is cutting it close to the, I mean, to get the attorney to approve them and then get DRA to look at them before we can print out the MS 636.
Okay, I guess we're sticking, post them next week.
Do you think the attorney will have time to review them and then get them to Michelle?
I can just gin these up and I'll send them to Laura and then send them to you electronically.
Yeah,
Are we gonna wait to see what Laura says before we
yeah,
go?
and then they go to DRA to, Michelle has to approve them. Yeah. Because last year, remember, we had that, we weren't right, correct on the elderly exemption, so.
Well, let me ask this question. The hearing is gonna be on the 6th, and we're gonna have time to amend after that hearing. Do we have to have the approvals from DRA and the lawyer before then? Can they be amended at the meeting based on the input we get from them? I mean, we'll do whatever we can to try to get them in time, but in order to not defer the posting in the meeting, we'll go with what we have, and if they make comments on it, we can amend it at the meeting.
Oh, yeah.
That's acceptable? All right, so.
We can change the budget and the warrant at the meeting with, based upon input. Yeah.
Great.
We lock it in after we vote on the warrant and the.
But once we do the 636, we can't change until you get to the meeting. Right?
Yeah, but you gave us, somehow you filled the format so we could just talk to it, right, without submitting it?
I think so.
I think so too.
And that 636 is after the hearing?
No, that becomes another form.
The 636 is the form we submit to the state for our budget.
Proposed, yeah.
Proposed, and this is what we use to build that form up.
I understand.
Okay, so we need a draft of that so we can compare it to last year's and see how it proves up.
So what you're saying is that we need to have that form for the public hearing, not the worksheet.
We bring this in our back pocket.
Because the 636 is a summary of each group.
Yes.
Each category would be summarized.
All right, and the next question is, not forget the, well, I can't say forget the warrants, because I got to do the warrant for the acoustics. Right, that's 10,000, so that's got to go on the budget end of that.
Yep.
Of that sheet. Do we have everything else we need at this point to be able to send it to?
Oh, it takes me a while to get it in there.
Well, it's
Because
not
it has to
active.
balance, or they kick it out, and it's.
But do you have what you need except for
I
that?
think so.
That
yeah.
one item?
Do we have all the warrants?
But we, yeah.
Did we overlook any warrant articles?
I can't think of any. You think of any that we might have overlooked?
I don't think so.
The only one that we initially talked about was doing something for the acoustics. I don't think we're missing anything. Anybody got any comments about?
Okay.
All right, so I will finish the draft of the proposed warrants. I'll get that acoustical on there. You've already got the information to be able to put it on the form, right? So it's gonna be
I
10,000.
think I have everything.
And, so looking back at the budget, I've got in here on taking from capital reserve, 62,000 on reserve fund 2, and then 145. That's gotta be something different.
I don't want to get you the number, I'll call them tomorrow.
So we need that before you can actually go,
Before you can write the warrant.
and before you can
Yeah.
fill it.
I'll call them tomorrow morning.
Okay. We got 10 on townhouse repairs, we got, a transfer from capital reserve, and we got the parks and recs for 7,700. Okay. All right. Anybody got anything else? Back to the agenda.
Let me ask you a question. Any comments on the budget? Anything that people want to share? I mean, and did you see anything? You took it home, you looked at it, anything? Anything you want to tweak us on? Yes, there's a hand up. Yes.
Steve Patrick, 411 Wentworth Road. I think you addressed the concerns that were expressed at last week's meeting. The only thing I would add is you were going to attempt to get a meeting with the school board. Has that been handled yet?
Yes, that date is January 8th. It'll be 6 o'clock. It'll be either here in this building, and if there's a large turnout, we'll move next door.
That's interesting because there's a budget out from the school board that was distributed, at least to me. Did you see it?
Yes.
I didn't see it.
It's a very interesting, it's their proposed budget. How do we get that? It must be on a website at Governor Wentworth. Their proposed budget, it's very interesting reading.
What's the amount?
I can tell you some of the line items, but I can't tell you, it's up 5%. But some of the line items are very interesting, that, especially the healthcare one again, that's why hot button. The healthcare is significant again, in my opinion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
when is the date for that hearing?
I'm sorry, when did
When is the date for that hearing? If people want to know about the school, they should go to that.
Deliberative session is January 31st for Governor Wentworth.
Just the deliberative session. So all the finance meetings that they had about the budget have already expired.
Yeah, that was in November, I believe. Or
I don't get that.
it could be, I think it was November.
Because that's the time to go.
We can give input, am I correct? We can give input if they're deliberative, but
I could say something, but I don't.
I will try to find out the source of that document. It was on their webpage, but I don't know, it was copied and sent to me. And we'll try to share that web link so people can look at that data before the meeting.
I have a copy of that proposed budget. It was in our, I think we each got one in our mailboxes.
Keep going, there's an attachment, there was a whole write-up.
Yes, I don't have the write-up of several pages, I don't have, just pulled that one off the packages. The whole package, there should be the whole package for each one of us in the mailboxes. When I came in this morning, it was.
Let me grab it, see if it's helpful.
And that's the 625 on the web, on the tax rate.
$6.25.
Correct.
Well, the budget they're talking about proposing, they're actually doing the 27, fiscal year 27. It looks like from 26 to 27, the budget for the school is going from 67,900,000 to 70,600,000. So it's about a $2,615,000 increase, or 3.85%.
Yes, this is the package. Where is it available online? Could you do this? I'm sorry, you see it?
No.
But Brody's the chairman who put this out.
Right.
Could you ask him, you know him, he's on speed dial. How do we get a URL to this?
URL.
How do we find this on the web?
Right, yeah.
Probably on their website.
It's on the Governor Wentworth Regional School District
Is it?
website.
Probably.
Because we can post that on our website, go here for this package.
Oh, you can create a link?
Yep. I can do that.
Could you ask him?
Yep, I will verify.
Propose new staff, general funding employees. It's pretty interesting.
All right, so I will find out where that is and we can go into a create.
I can probably just find it. It'll be quicker that way.
Do you know what it looks like?
Okay.
It
I
looks
can
like
find
that package,
Don't worry
right?
about it. I'll find it.
Okay. Okay.
All right, what else?
Well, what's he gonna talk about on that day, do you know? Brody, when he comes, he's gonna talk about
I
questions and answers, or what's it gonna?
I've asked them that information you sent on RSA, something about chapter 29, showing 10 years worth of stuff. I
Yeah.
sent that to him and I said, I suspect people will want to know some of the answers to questions like this. I asked them if they had that information specifically. That was heard back from them, yeah.
Can we ask about last week?
About,
No, I first asked permission to speak.
oh,
Or we need to ask about because a lot of the questions were about how the district was formed, if we had a chance to get out of it, what's the bond requirements, all that. There's a 1969 mimeographed copy of the agreement, and I think those questions need to be answered, just so people are educated on how that all started, how it was formed, and why we can't seem to remove ourselves from it. That was one of the questions.
so if I said to him, we've had questions on the history of how it was formed and is there a process to get out?
Yeah, well, just the formation of the district. Nobody really remembers that from 1969 and how it began.
Wait, did you say 69 or 65?
I believe it was 69,
Thank you.
but I'm not positive. I have it at home somewhere.
You can just refer to it as the 60s. We couldn't know. Anything else over that, Ed?
Yep.
Anybody got any other questions? Okay, all caught up there. We can go back now to
Minutes.
meeting minutes.
I just want to note that I listed the budget meeting minutes as 12/8. They were 12/9. Sorry. I realized that after I posted it, so I just left it.
That's fine. All right, the first thing that we have is November 25th, 25, Board of Selectmen meeting minutes, budget, and warrant articles. These were already approved. However, an error was spotted out after we did the approval, and that was corrected.
The intent to cut map and lot were wrong.
Yes. The map and lot that we had on the original warrant was map 12, lot 26A. It should have been map 17, lot 26A. Right, somebody transposing a 7 to a 2. So that's all we're doing, everything else is remaining the same. So I'll make a motion, we approve the November 25th Board of Selectmen meeting minutes on budget and warrants as amended.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Excuse me. Okay, next I have a Board of Selectmen minutes of non-public session dated 11/25/25. There was one correct, and I sent it out to the board members. And I had the board entered into non-public session at the time, 57:11. It's a typo, it should be 7:11. So, I'll ask if you guys have any other comments or questions on what I've sent to you.
I'm good.
All right, I'll make a motion then that we accept the minutes of non-public session dated 11/25 as amended.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have Brookfield Board of Selectmen meeting minutes dated December 9th, 2025. And I would like to thank the Honorable Mr. Comeau for providing us with those in Lowell's absence. Thank you, Ed. I've gone through, I didn't have any issues or questions with them. Do either of you?
I did not.
Excellent, unbelievable. How long did it take you to do that?
About 30 seconds?
Oh, you did some editing on top, didn't you?
No, I didn't. That is done by the most powerful AI in the world. Grok AI.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. He takes that tape.
It understands context and it does it perfectly. It just doesn't understand names very easily.
Yes, gotta watch the names. Unbelievable.
Well, it doesn't know who's speaking because it's voice to text. And that's what that device in front of you was for.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept the December 9th Brookfield Board of Selectmen meetings minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And that's when we had feedback from, on the budget, so there was a lot of activity.
Yes, it was.
Yes, there was.
That captured the nuance of everybody's comments. I'll tell you like the minutes. I will tell the AI that you like the
Oh,
minutes.
thank you. Yeah. What's his name, Rex? Tell him we said thank you.
I'll do that.
Okay, next is Board of Selectmen meeting minutes dated December 15th, 2025. And this is a public session that we had yesterday so that we could specifically go into a non-public, and I'll have those next to approve. There is one thing that we missed yesterday, and that was as we came out of that, we didn't take any kind of vote on sealing or not sealing those minutes. So what I'd like to do is have the minutes from today reflect that a motion has been made to seal the minutes from the non-public session of December 15th for a
You
period.
can't do that now.
Why
It's
not?
past 24 hours after.
No, you have 72.
72.
You have 72 hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I tried to catch them that.
Thank you for keeping us honest.
I tried to catch them last time on that.
That's right. And that's why I moved.
Was it posted?
Yes.
It was
It was posted?
So I'll make a motion that we seal the non-public meetings from December 15th, 2025 for a period of 5 years.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so that'll reflect. So, given that, back to the December 15 public section of the meeting. Essentially, we went into non-public at 5:55 and we came out at 6:22. I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes of the public portion of the December 15th meeting.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I'll do the non-public. Same day, yesterday, 12:15. We entered the non-public at 5:55, came out at 6:42. And now, the minutes from today will reflect that these meetings, minutes are sealed for a period of 5 years. And what I'm going to do is put a note on the bottom of these minutes, below the signatures, that say 5 years, sealed for 5 years, based on today's meeting. Any questions? No, I make a motion that we accept it. Did I already do that?
No, not for
I make a motion, we accept the minutes, non-public, on 12/15/2025 as presented.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, last thing on the agenda is, Town's reservation cleaning deposit. Our form requires a $100 cleaning deposit. It doesn't get used very much. I don't think we've ever collected it. We've always waived it. And the people that have used it have agreed to clean it.
We do collect money for the yoga class.
We do.
We
We have from one or two other events,
Yeah.
not too many, but
No.
there's been a few we haven't waived.
Birthday party,
Yeah. Got the
birthday party and yoga.
Okay. So we'll leave it on the form. I don't see, we'll take it off. So in this particular case, is there the request to waive it? I don't see any application on this one.
That is not the actual application. Rich had mentioned to me possibly changing the cleaning fee into a refundable deposit if you guys find that the townhouse is clean enough after use. So I didn't present the actual application in question, I presented the blank application.
So shouldn't we have the application? What are we voting on? What are we voting on?
The question is, do we want to modify it so that it says a refundable deposit based upon a post-cleaning or a post-event inspection to ensure that it's clean? If it is, we refund the deposit, or do we just want to leave it at 100 and then give us the option to waive or to not waive?
Well, Joanne made a good point. We collected on yoga, we collected on some
Right.
activity.
And the yoga meets every week, so are you gonna go over and check it every week? Or are you gonna wait and do it at the end of the 6 weeks or whatever they do?
And it would have to be, to answer that, it would have to be every week,
Right.
because there may be another use in between
Right.
them coming in again. So that would get cumbersome. I would prefer to leave it in there as that there's a $100 cleaning fee unless we as a board decide to waive it for whatever reasons.
And we haven't yet cleaned since the breakfast, or did they clean it enough sufficiently?
We haven't had it cleaned with the contractor since the breakfast.
Are you having them clean after the breakfast?
I don't think there's a need to at this point. We can do a deep clean after the first of the year if we want to go there.
You sure you don't want to have it cleaned after the breakfast?
Is it
There's a lot of coffee being
the
drank, I'm
floor?
sure.
Mary Lou said the floor.
Kitchen floor could probably use it. I didn't come down and do it as I have in the past.
So you're thinking, Mary Lou, it does need to be?
I think the kitchen floor could at least use cleaning.
Okay.
Okay. You want to do only?
Yeah.
John? All right, so we'll do a cleaning on it.
I did need to include the actual application.
There you
for
go.
Sorry.
So we will leave it as, the question now becomes, do we want to waive? This is Catherine Camp. She's used it many times in the past. She has always done a very good job of cleaning it afterwards, and she has committed to clean it again. I believe, am I correct in that, Leah?
Yes.
Is that what she told me?
Yeah.
Okay. It'll require the use of the kitchen, tables, and chairs. No dishes, no coffee pots. And the date is Saturday, January 12th.
She said it's going to be really small for one of her gatherings, so should stay clean.
She'll need to get in Friday the 16th and then close after 6 PM on the 17th. I think based on her performance in the past, we've had no complaints and no issues with it. I see no need to charge her the fee, and I would make a recommendation or make a motion that we waive the fee in this case.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded, any discussion? All in favor of waiving the $100 cleaning fee? Say aye.
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 Motion carries. Well, looking at the agenda, I think that's it.
Mary Lou has some,
Well, we do have boards and correspondence here. We do have a couple represented. Ed, planning board, you got anything?
Nothing.
Ned?
Nothing.
Freddie?
We just closed the gates to the new town cemetery, so it'll be closed, the gates will be closed until the 1st of April.
Want to talk about the trees being girdled?
We had porcupine damage on a bunch of the maple trees. So we have put girdles.
Arbor wire around the whole.
Yeah,
Unbelievable, they got them.
they got them, and we have one that may disappear. But we'll do our best to save them over the winter.
Okay, who do I see behind you here? Mary Lou? You got anything?
So first of all, just thank you to all who attended the breakfast last Saturday. We had 47, anywhere between 47 and 50 was the count, and I think we had a good time. Thank you also to all the people who ordered sweatshirts. When we said we ordered town sweatshirts, we ended up with 68 orders for sweatshirts. Most of them have been picked up. Now people want to do it again, so we'll probably do it again in the spring. But for now, if you haven't picked up your sweatshirts, Karen has them all and you can pay her for them. I have 3 check requests that we will approve at the Heritage Commission meeting tomorrow night, but I'd like the selectmen to approve them tonight. The first one is to HF Group, and that is the company that has done the electronic version of our yesterdays for us. There's a small balance of $53.76 due to them. And if these could be written before the end of the year, that would be great. And then the last 2 check requests are for myself. One is for the sweatshirts. We had them done at Mad Cow up in Ossipee, and the total for that is $1,139.40. And then the last one is for the food for the breakfast. And this one's never a moneymaker for us. I don't expect it to be, because we only charge $5 a person or $10 for a family of 4. But the cost for the food was $334.17. So those are the 3 I'd like the selectmen to approve. And then Joanne can pay them. We'll approve them at the Heritage Commission meeting tomorrow night.
and they're coming out of your heritage checking?
Yes.
Could you talk a little bit about the book? That's exciting that it's finally digitized.
Yes, we have a digitized copy that will be sent to the town as soon as this final bill is paid. I've looked through it, went through it page by page, had a few corrections for the electronic copy, but it looks better than I had even expected. The pictures even, you expect them with each time you copy them or do them that they'll get darker or less clear, but they really somehow were able to get them at least as good as they are in the current version that I saw. So I was very happy with it. So the next project will be to find someone to possibly reprint the book for us, or at least have a digital copy that's available for people. So
I think you folks talked about putting it on Amazon possibly?
talked about putting it on Amazon, and now that we have an electronic copy, we can probably do that. I'm hearing we don't sell as many copies of a printed book as we used to. This company that we're paying this to wanted to do it, and for them to do it, the cost to print 10 books would have been $160-something per book. Well, not gonna do that. So I got the electronic copy and said, we'll go from there. So I'll go back to Amazon and see what they're willing to do. Since they didn't do the electronic copy of it, will they be willing to print it for us? And we'll just take it a step at a time. But
Excellent, excellent, thank you.
yep, no, happy
That's
to do it.
great, that's great.
So this concludes all our events for this year, and we're looking forward to what we will do next year. So thank you.
All set, Mary Lou?
Yep.
Chris?
Nothing.
Okay, there was one resident in town on Clark Road, the Junker, Clark and Garney, that was concerned about traffic and the culvert next to his driveway. I went and looked at it. I told him to temporarily put a sign that would be out of the way so Chris doesn't take it out accidentally with the plow and off to the side of the road enough so that it would just caution people or warn people that there is a ditch. It's substantial. It's 3 feet wide, 3 feet deep, and it goes quite a ways. Of course, the further out it goes, the shallower it gets. It's flowing downhill. So you may see a sign of some sort next to the culvert adjacent to his driveway, just cautioning people that there's a ditch. And I've spoken to Chris about it. He's aware of it too. So I don't think there'll be any issues with it. There needs to be something done probably in the springtime when snow is gone, but that's another project for another day. Okay. Anything else?
I do have a manifest.
Just a minute. Okay, Rich, you do? Nothing.
I'm still digging out, I know.
Okay. Well, then let's do the manifest.
Give it to, I'm gonna give it to one of you guys, the turn pages.
Oh, so you want to check that for me?
Could I make one other announcement?
Yes.
In my food pantry hat. So the Christmas dinner giveaway is this next Saturday, the 20th, from 10 to noon. If you know a family in town that needs a Christmas dinner, choices will probably be ham or turkey. Please have them come down and see us.
That's at the pantry, Mary Lou?
That's at the pantry.
Okay, thank you.
You did last time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this one, Ed, we put a hold on it, but I just made the check out, and I can hold the check, but it's to the acoustical engineer for $3,900. And Jan says that it's a partial invoice, and we'll have one Zoom meeting in January, and she'll cap it at 1 hour to keep the cost down. But where he's already provided the work, do we have to pay it? Or I can void it, I mean, it's up to you.
I think it should be paid this year, the funds are in.
Yeah, that's-
in the budget.
And I took it out of Heritage, I mean, it's in our budget, but under the Heritage line, and repairs to it. Okay, this is from CMP. Did you get that one, Austin? I didn't read the name of it. It's- okay.
It's having all.
39, yeah.
Yep.
All right, CMP Home and Property, and did Bertie already leave? That's right. I was a little confused by what she wrote, but because she has things highlighted.
Want me to holler at them?
Yeah, see if you can catch her real quick.
And that's CMP.
CMP, Corey
Hey, Bertie,
Pike.
can you come back for a minute?
Because the bill that she put on the end to add the money to, we've already paid that. So I'm assuming she just wants the $237.50, but
I think I caught her.
Get her back.
yeah, it was a little confusing. we can move on. It was, okay, so then I did make out the check for Governor Wentworth. It was $109,031. Mitchell Municipal Group is $580 and $733.59. There is a, oh good, well, Bertie, sorry, I should have caught you while you
That's
were
all
here.
right, no problem.
So I was a little confused by your, because the one that you wanted me to add the 239 to, or 237?
Yeah.
You'd already paid this bill,
Okay, all right, that's fine, then we just owe him
the 237.
the $237.50.
And this whole amount?
No, this is, no, just $237.50, this is Meg's trustee from the trust fund, so it's only the section that's in the yellow, so it's
So I'm
only,
going to void that check, if you write void on there.
Okay.
okay, so it's only,
But see, what confused me was, I didn't know.
okay, that's what I tried to explain here, okay?
So only the highlighted amount?
Only the highlighted amount, so it's only $237.50.
Oh, the whole total?
And then Meg is giving you, oh, plus that. Is that what I did?
150.
Yeah, 150 and 237.50, I guess I pulled the wrong. The other one was wrong, that I gave you, that you said you'd already paid.
Yeah.
Which was this one.
Yeah.
So I just pulled the wrong one out. So it's those two, it's this and 237,
Okay.
okay?
And you gave the other one to Meg for,
And I gave the other one, I gave the $900 to Meg for approval. And she was gonna turn that into you today.
I didn't get it yet, so,
Okay.
but that's okay.
All right,
Yeah.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah, I think
Sorry.
so.
thank you.
Sorry,
Thank you for coming.
You're right.
You're welcome.
You
Sorry,
can go now, Bert.
sorry for the confusion.
It's all right.
I won't yell again.
So the New Hampshire Government Finance Officers is holding a conference on the new gap update, which is the government accounting standards. And I have to go to that on January 8th from 10 to 4 in Concord. It's $15. So, Osby Aggregates, Chris is gone. He got sand, $681.48. Royal Turf and Tick, $629 for the new cemetery. It was for aeration and fertilizer.
That's half a year's worth of work.
Stratford Regional Planning is $2,449.33. So we'll void that one. We'll have to deduct that from the total.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to subtract that from whatever that void.
That check,
subtract it
yeah.
from the bottom line.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
The 3,900 is okay.
Question, you, in one of your emails, you said you were going to hold Governor Wentworth?
Yes, but Rose has an $89,000 deposit today, and so I can pay this one. Yeah.
Okay, and we'll be good?
Yeah,
Or no? Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
So just give it a day or two, see if the checks bounce.
That's
Right,
true.
right?
That's true.
You've been there before.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I have a total balance of $118,019.40.
We're cutting it close. If we
Yeah.
get a bounce check,
Yeah.
we'll bounce the check.
Interestingly, today I got a phone call from the bank. We had written the check, I had written the check to trustees of trust funds, and I had been holding it. I didn't even realize we only had 2 signatures on it. They called me today and they said, we have a check with only 2 signatures.
Good,
I think that's pretty sharp of them to pick that up.
good, they looked at it.
So,
Don't forget to motion your approval on that.
I will, I'll make a motion that we accept the manifest as presented.
Modified?
As modified, correct.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to accept as modified. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, I'm not seeing anything else on the agenda. I think we've got a lot of work done tonight. So, in order to give her everything she needs, you're gonna get a number. And I've got to write the townhouse. Well, actually, Joanne, you can put the number in even though if I haven't written the warrant article yet. but I'll write it with that number in
The
it.
warrant articles are actually separate from the budget,
Okay.
so I should be
As long
able
as you got the number to put into the budget, we're good to go. All right, and that should take care of everything we're gonna need to send it off.
And there was one item here that we wanted, down there.
Temporary. Did they pay a public fee?
No, we're gonna start January 1st. Right? We've been a little loose on that.
Okay.
So let's go public and say that on January 1st, we're gonna start collecting that.
Yep. The issue that is referring to is on the temporary event permit application. There's a fee required,
$20.
and we have been very nonchalant about collecting that fee. So what Rich is stating is that beginning January 1st, we'll be more diligent in enforcing that fee requirement.
At the time of application, not the time of approval.
At the time of application. Well, that's a good point. We get the feedback if we don't approve it.
Didn't know to get it back, no.
Okay. All right, Rich, you got some signatures here?
All right, tough.
Just an Excel dude.
I want the biggest pen we have.
Do you want my fountain pen?
I need a fat pen.
It is fat.
That scares me.
Look at
Yes,
it.
yeah, the fat pen works.
Make sure that part points at the paper.
What's the real pen?
Yes, it's a real pen.
You don't trust me to do it? You don't want that, no, you don't.
You'll have it, seriously.
I'll spread that right out nice, I've had it in the past, I'll use one of these before this.
He's used to the old fashioned grill pen.
Yeah.
Tip of the name.
That's one of those.
I can't do it.
Wait, I know what pen you use. This is for Kate.
I went to therapy today and they showed me how to do it with the fattest pen I can get, I can write with.
It's black ink, but gray over it.
Thank you, that works.
You're welcome. You can keep that. I don't find it useful at all.
Keep it here, just one page.
Thank you, Chris.
And then the use of the building only requires one signature.
I'll give this back to you, Leo, this is good.
All right. I'll keep it for you.
Okay, can anybody think of any other business?
Yes, it's time to go home.
I'll accept the motion to adjourn. Sometimes I have to, and sometimes I don't.
You don't have to, you're in charge of the meeting, you don't have to.
Okay, then motion adjourned. I mean, meeting adjourned.
Yes.
No, I want to adjourn the motion.
It's 8 o'clock.
Go and get the,
Yes.
get late, get late.